Winter, because we've had a very interesting winter here when it comes to snow in Albany, New York. We started off kind of late, December 9th, 3.4 inches of snow. We'll throw the snow stack down. So that was the first measurable snow of the season. This was 23 days later than our average first measurable snowfall, which typically is about mid-November. So then we go through the rest of December into January and February and March, and we picked up 35.5 inches of snow. It's actually not much. It's actually below average for us here. That's 8.6 below average for the season. Now comes March, 11.9. That was from Winter Storm Riley on March 2nd. So that pushed us above average for the season. And then we got Quinn, another 11.9 inches of snowfall. Again, we're above average. This was from Winter Storm Quinn here. And so typically we get about 50 inches by this time in the winter. Let me get out of the way. 50 inches is about our average. We are more than a foot above average when it comes to snowfall, and when it comes to March, we need just 2.1 inches of snow to push us into the top 10 March snowfalls here in Albany, New York. We could do it today, actually. We're going to have some snow showers flying around. What will happen with the next coastal storm next week? We're going to break down that forecast and talk about the weekend thunderstorms.
Right.
Even a little too much. 45
okay,
inches.
maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you are into winter sports, right, if that's your profession, that's great. But for everyone else, this has been a headache. There's a lot of cleaning up to do. Kids are out of school. Again, they're going to be going to the end of June when it comes to making up these snow days. And we have more snow showers out there today. Nothing terribly heavy right now. So there's two things going on. There's the trough all across the region. That's going to help us stay snowy with that northwest flow. We're seeing some of that all the way down to the mountains of West Virginia, western Maryland, higher terrain getting some significant accumulation. Actually, I think you'll see some of that in Pennsylvania as well. Terrain will help. The higher you go, a little more chance of getting additional accumulation. And, the lakes are going to help as well. A lot of unfrozen surface of the lakes. So we're going to be watching for some help from the lake out there today. But the lakes, I should say, watch what happens by overnight tonight. We start to see it all diminish there. But in northern Maine, what's left of Quinn pivoting back in, this hangs on. So you guys are going to get some more significant accumulation, the kind you have to shovel or get the snow blowers out. We've got 1 to 3, 3 to 5 inches of snow all across northern Maine today, thanks to what's left of Quinn. And then, Jim, could we have our next?
All right, Kelly, from fires to floods as one night of bad storms leads to devastation for a California community.
The Weather Channel's Dave Malkoff joins us this morning to tell us about his new special, The Night It Rained Boulders.
Yeah, a lot of people will refer to this as the Montecito mudslingers are still up there on that mountain, Jen and Jim. Yes.
The next day, flash flood.
So normally you would have a fire. The fire was still going when this event happened.
And the fire season lasted into January.
Yeah, they weren't thinking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were not thinking about that, yeah.
And this situation, I mean, those big boulders coming down, it happened overnight, very difficult to get worn. I know you talked to a lot of people through this process. What was the overall sort of thing?
But those boulders, they went from the mountain all the way to the sea. The boulders don't know where the mandatory and voluntary evacuation zones are, so...
The flood.
Yes, yes.
And the boulders, right?
Yeah. It's.
Be sure to watch this special from Dave Malkoff. It's coming up this Sunday night.
You got to take breaks. All of that you should consider when it comes to snow shoveling, especially the heavy wet snow, which we can get in March. Now, the danger is that shoveling increases blood pressure and your heart rate, and that combination with the cold constricting your blood vessels and decreasing your oxygen to your heart, that combination is really tough on your body. So that can increase the threat of a heart attack, and especially if you're already prone to heart disease or to blood pressure issues, be careful. Make sure you warm up and take a lot of breaks, Kelly.
Or higher